Hello everyone, this is Ashish. Welcome back to the weekly podcast on careers, that is the Momentum podcast. Today we are having a very special guest. We are having Aditya Gupta sir. He is All India rank 5 in Engineering Services examination and has cracked multiple PSUs like HPCL, NTPC, BPCL and BHEL. And he has been guiding students for a long time. He has worked in HPCL as well as in Indian Railways as an engineering services officer, and later he left to start his own coaching institute for competitive examination and has taught in one of the top coaching institutes in this country as well. Aditya sir, welcome to the Momentum podcast. We are happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ashish. Pleasure is all mine. And how are you?
I'm doing all good, sir. How are you coping up with the lockdown?
Lockdown is same for everyone, so we wanted to go as soon as possible, and the corona virus seen as well.
Yes, we are all hoping that, and some people have it worse than us.
Of
Both
course,
over
of course, of
Yes.
course, of course. We cannot.
For
even,
example, the students who are watching us. So, what do you want to say to them in this particular situation? What should they do?
in this particular situation, as a student, always they should focus on their studies and their career, whatever be the conditions. Balki, in fact, I'll say from the students' point of view, they are less distracted at this time. So
Yes.
they don't have anywhere to move around, roam around with their friends, and also they can staying at their home. They can be more focused towards their career and work in a more concentrated and effortful manner.
So when in 2020 the first time lockdown began and everyone said that you have to be isolated, I said that this is the best news for people preparing for examination because we have been isolated
Of
for as
course.
long as we can remember.
course.
We don't talk to many people, we don't have a lot of friends. Most of the time we don't even get time to talk to our parents.
Right.
And we are most of the time 12 hours studying alone. That is
Yeah.
the best case scenario, right?
Right.
So it is not much different. Where they might have been hurt is the number of vacancies that are coming up in PSUs, which are less.
Of course.
But I'm happy to see that few PSUs are coming up. For example, this I think NTPC came up.
NTPC is recruiting through GATE. HPCL also has come up with a package of 16.7 lakh a year with a good number of vacancies. It is having 200 vacancies. HPCL will be conducting its own examination. So that is also one good thing. Conducting a separate examination provides another opportunity for the students. जिनका gate बिगड़ जाता है for any reasons.
Yes, and HAL was also conducting an examination, but right there the lockdown happened again. Otherwise, that examination would also have been conducted, and when it opens up, it will be there. Other than that, that is the point that I want to bring over here, sir. That you gave examinations in the time where examinations were separate from GATE examination. GATE examination was mainly for MTech, and like you have cracked HPCL and TPC, BPCL and BHEL all separately as PSU examinations. What we are saying, sir, over here is a cycle that is repeating itself. That once it was all separate, it was almost like my teachers used to say that we used to have almost one examination every month.
Of course, yes.
Yes, that is how it used to go, and from there we somehow moved into one examination in 6 months. After that 3 months, we are having handful of 3-4 examinations to again getting to the point like CIL is conducting their own examination, NLC is conducting their own examination, like you said, other PSUs are also conducting their own examination, and again we are having bunch of 6-7 examination every year spread across throughout the year. So I think your experience over here will be very helpful to the students who are not trained in that domain. Like it has been 4-5 years that we know a single way of preparation.
Of course.
Work hard for 6 months and then prepare for examination in the last moment for a particular examination 1 month before, focus it towards that. So what can you tell to the students over here for this kind of examination system?
Of course, Ashish, the things are coming back to what it was a few years back when I used to give my exams during my preparation duration. So what I'll say is PSUs conducting their separate examinations is a good thing for a student's point of view, first of all, and that is why they are now conducting their own exams separately rather than going for GATE examination only. So the thing is, what happens is कि from the organization's point of view as well, when somebody scores a good rank in GATE examination, he has multiple options to choose, and then the candidates appears for the interviews of all those PSUs and then get selected also in all those PSUs, but finally he joins only one. So the selection procedure for all the other PSUs goes in vain.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
what happens is they have to again go for second rounds and all. So
Yeah.
that is why they are coming up with their own examinations again, so that they have this better recruitment drive. For the students' point of view, I'll say this is a wonderful thing to happen, because what happens is GATE is a big examination, and students, after preparing a lot, after putting a lot of efforts and being ready to fight in those competitive examinations in the best possible manner, some mistakes might occur at the end time. The pressure
Yes,
of the
yes.
examination,
The
anything
day
could go.
the day might not go according to them. Silly
Yes,
mistakes and all that.
yes.
Yeah.
So these examinations give them another opportunity to prove themselves. So what happens is that those students who have cracked GATE in top ranks, they are screened out. Now they from the students' point of view won't keep on appearing for examinations if they have got selected in any of the PSUs or whatever they dream of, right?
Yes, yes.
So the other students who did not perform that good in GATE examination get opportunity to prove themselves and get selected. So this is a win-win situation for both the students and the organizations as well, I'll say.
So what do you think should be the strategy for PSU examination? Because every examination now becomes different. The
Of
syllabus,
course.
the pattern, what are involved. Some will have GS, some will not have GS, some will have English, some will not have English. So how should a student prepare for these different variety of examination? What should be the mindset?
So actually, Ashish, what I'll feel is कि we should prepare ourselves holistically as a engineer and as a candidate for all these examinations. What happens is this: there is slight variation in the pattern of the examination, but overall you won't find कि they'll ask drastically something out of the box, right? So if you are appearing as a candidate, you must be good with English, you must be good with aptitude, you must be good with the technical part, whatever your corresponding stream is, right? So during our preparation phase also, we must prepare ourselves holistically as a person, as a technical person. So I'll suggest that for PSU examinations, the technical paper, question paper level is moderate compared to GATE examination. So it's not that conceptual, that tough as it is in the GATE examination, but they also pay attention or importance to aptitude, which also plays a major role, and then English also plays a major role in most of the exams.
Okay.
So anyhow, students right from the beginning must pay attention to English part as well. On a gradual basis, they can practice English half an hour a day, and they must also focus on aptitude.
How can we practice English?
So there are multiple resources. Frankly speaking, what I have felt is going grammatically or learning grammar won't help you that much.
Okay.
But what I felt is practicing or reading English helps you orient your thinking. You will be better able to judge what is the right word to fit in that particular sentence at that particular position. So there are multiple resources like a high school, Renan Martin is there in high school English book. It is very useful and appropriate for these examination point of view. When I was preparing, I used to practice it, and I used to practice it multiple times. So that aligns me with the frequency of the words and the sentences. Practicing it multiple times aligns me with the frequency of the words. So I from my personal intuition finds that perfect word to fit over there rather than going that much grammatically. So I'll suggest that Renan Martin High School English book is a one good book for English, and then there are other multiple books as well. For example, Arun Sharma is an author of Verbal Ability and Reading Comprehension, which comes for CAT, but that fits very beautifully to these PSU examinations, the type of questions and the reading comprehensions, fill in the blanks. So those are the two books I practiced during my preparation for the English part. And believe
Would
me,
you say that listening would help? Because if you are getting the framing of sentences, if you listen to not any random English content but good speakers in English, would
Hmm.
that help them
that would
to frame
also
the
help.
sentences?
That would
Yeah.
also help. But what
Mhm.
happens is that reading will help you more. Because the
Yes.
thing is, when you're reading, you're paying more attention, you are
Correct.
spending more amount of time with the
Mhm.
subject. Uh,
Mhm.
that will help you more
Yeah.
reading those.
Ultimately, in exam also, you'll be reading the questions and it will
Right,
click.
right, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Okay. Other than that, some of the PSUs have general studies
Hmm.
in that. For example, if I remember in CIL examination 2017 that I gave, there were some questions from general studies also. There are quite a few PSUs which will have that. What do you say to that? How should a student be preparing?
So, practically speaking, Ashish, what I'll say is, of course, some PSUs do have general studies, but the final selection depends upon the technical part, the English part, and the aptitude part. Of course, general studies you have to perform in an average manner at least. क्योंकि being a technical, being an engineer, we are not very good with those general studies subjects, right?
Yeah.
So multiple resources are there, multiple institutes, they publish their yearly
Yes.
books and all yearly resources. Then you can have class notes of some of the leading institutes, right?
Yes.
So reading those will give you a brief idea of what has happened throughout the year and what are the important things you must focus on when you are reading general studies. So I think rather than going for too vast reading of general studies and all these things, we must focus on a very what to say, good short resource, right?
There's a book by Lucent. I'm sure you have heard of it.
Right, I
Is
have
it
heard.
good?
I'll
Yeah.
say it is too vast to
Okay.
read and remember, right?
All right.
Because
Yes,
in
yes.
that much depth we cannot go, we cannot remember along with that huge technical syllabus and then English and then aptitude. I don't think so it is possible to remember everything what is given in that book. Most of the PSUs, when they ask from the general studies, it is from those few important topics, not in that much of entire detail. They don't
All right.
ask in those few minute topics. They focus on those major issues and the topics, and then we can have it in when good short resources rather than.
So we should not bother much about general studies. Obviously, pay attention, but the main discrimination will be created by a technical excellence, or
Of
maybe
course.
you can create a lot of difference in aptitude also, because that is also a place where you can score marks,
the
right? And
the
that is
the major difference that will create in these PSU's examination is English.
okay. English.
Technical is moderate. Anybody who is reading it from a long time, who is preparing, who is serious, will be able to solve technical questions. Aptitude also we practice on a regular basis. You can solve it. One or two questions here and there. But English is something which most of the people face problem with.
Okay.
Only
Yes,
few,
a lot of engineers are there who will be having problem with
lot
that.
and
Right?
lot of students are there who face problem with speaking that fluent English, with writing that
Yes.
fluent English, and then even if you speak fluent English, that particular word which should
Yeah.
fill in that blank
Yeah.
creates a lot of confusion out of the
A
four
lot of us are
options.
very fluent, will speak very fast, but we are all grammatically incorrect.
Grammatically
right? So,
incorrect. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
that creates a whole lot of difference. So somebody who is good with that English, that grammatically correct English, will be able to create a vast difference and stand out from the crowd. So English,
Yes.
I'll say, creates a whole lot of difference in these examinations.
Okay. All right. So other than that, there are two things common regardless, I think, in almost in all PSUs. Number one, 1 minute, 1 marks kind of thing. That the number of minutes will be kind of similar to number
Right.
of questions there are.
Right.
And also, there will be no calculators. Most of the PSUs,
Right.
right?
Right.
I've not seen any PSU which is allowing calculator.
Yes.
But there might be some. I don't know. But what you have to be ready for most. So what do you say about that? I'm talking about technical part now. Your strength of material, fluid mechanics, and the technical parts where you'll be solving numericals.
So the reason being the calculator is not allowed in most of the examinations, as you are saying. and that is not a big issue as well, because as I said, the level of questions is not that high. It is moderate level of questions. The calculations are moderate, so they are simple, easy, direct questions, most of them from the technical part. They just need to check whether you are technically able to you are through with the technical syllabus. They are not going into that high level of conceptual depths and calculations. So if you are not if calculator is not allowed, it is for each and every one of us, not just for few of us. So that do not create much of the difference. But yes, what happens is ki nowadays we are so much used to calculators now that even for multiplication and division and addition also we need calculators. So there we must practice some of the calculations ourselves, some simple calculations. We must make a habit of doing it ourselves, like multiplication, divisions and additions and all. So that will help us that day to
The problem that happens is that even though you can do calculation, but if someone does the calculation faster in the same competition, then that person will be getting much more marks and will be solving more questions, and thus you'll be thrown out of competition. That is something that we should take care
of course.
Right?
So number of questions are more, and the time is limited, so you need to have speed. So that is why if you are practicing these calculations also, if you are practicing them on a regular basis, then only on that day we'll be able to do it. Otherwise it won't come on that day, because there is a lot of pressure and practice.
What do you suggest for practice? What should we practice from?
So on a regular basis, when we are learning, when we are solving questions, we must solve few questions by ourselves, not using the calculator.
No, I'm asking like what should be our focus? Gate previous year questions or test series, or what should we be practicing from?
Yes, that.
Let us say talking about even general people who are not even using coaching institutes or self-study and all.
Of course. So what I'll suggest is pre-YQs plays a in fact, the most important role. They exactly tell you what the examination demands. So if you are solving 30 years of GATE questions, 30 years of engineering services objective questions, 30 years of or 20 years of conventional questions. So what is asked in those last 30 years in GATE, in ESE is what is the entirety of the subject. It tells you exactly ki what subject, what topic is important, what kind of questions are asked in those particular topics. So solving PYQs multiple times help you align with the thinking and approach and requirement of the examination. So students preparing by themselves, preparing with the help of some institute, they must definitely solve PYQs multiple times before attempting any test series.
Yes, that is the prerequisite, first one.
Yes, what happens is students go for test series without solving PYQs, without having in-depth understanding of the topics. So what happens is these test series demotivates a lot of students.
Yes.
If you are not very much prepared for the subjects, do not go for test series. First we must practice previous year questions multiple times. We can go for solved questions of the books. Solved questions of the books also help you develop your understanding a lot.
Some reference books.
Solved questions.
Examples.
Solved examples.
Solved
because
examples.
The thing is, when that author is trying to teach you some topic, and then he is telling you, or he is publishing some solved examples with it, so those are very good solved examples which tells you a lot about that particular concept.
Okay.
So solving PYQs and those standard reference books, solved questions help you a lot. Solved examples help you a lot in developing concepts. Then when you are through with the concepts, when you have practiced everything, you understand everything, then you can go for test series to check yourself as well.
Sir, we'll get into this reference books and all very shortly. And very interesting question came into my mind. You have been in competitive examination thing for a long time. It's like 4 or 5 years at least.
Right.
Tell me one thing. Have you noticed this, that a particular question came in some PSU exam and then it popped up after a few years in some other PSU exam. For example, in CIL examination 2017, one question was there that came in ISRO examination in 2018. Same question, value was also same. Some civil services question long back from the technical part in the MCQs came in GATE examination. Some PSUs
Right.
gets repeated in IIT.
Right.
What is the reason for that? What do you think?
Actually, the thing is, Ashish, what I'll say is that the question keeps on repeating. At least few of them you'll find some questions here, some question, the same question is asked in some other examination, as you also said. And even though the exact question is not repeating, only the data changes, the wording changes, the concept remains the same. If you are talking about mechanical engineering, the strength of material remains the same, the concept of stress, strain, shear force, bending moment, everything remains the same, right? So what is asked in last 30 years is like everything of that topic. There is nothing new which is popping up every day, right, or every year. So only the data changes, only the values changes, the content of the question remains the same. Yes. And sometimes you will find that the exact question gets repeated, because those questions are also formulated by university professors or experts of the field, and then those books or resources, standard books, renowned books remains the same, from which they are getting that inspiration to formulate the question, or they find that question to be very useful. As I'll say ki multiple standard book solved questions are directly asked in engineering services examination, GATE examinations, almost every year.
Yes.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, one question directly from this Bansal book of fluid mechanics came in GATE 2018 examination.
Exactly, multiple questions are there which are exactly the questions which are there in the book, already there in the book. They are there as the solved examples or unsolved examples as well. So they are directly asked. VB Bhandari is one good book of machine design, whose questions you will find solved questions in engineering service examination multiple times.
All right. So I'm going to bring you two myths. Tell me if it is myth or it is actually reality. But since I've been studying for these competitive examinations since 2015, my last exam was 2018, but these were the things that I've been hearing on. So number one is that a lot of professors of top IITs or top colleges of this country are selected or hired to set the question paper of these competitive examination, and sometimes the same professor gets and sets some other examination as well, and that might be the reason of repeating of few of the questions in other examination as well.
Of course, that is true. Of course, that is true. If HPCL is conducting any examination, HPCL is not a body which conducts examination on a regular basis. It will hire somebody, it will ask somebody, some of the top universities, IITs, NITs, professors, to help them formulate this examination to judge students, right?
Okay. Yes.
So of course those professors, and frankly speaking, whether it is some IIT professor or professor from some NIT or some any other university, as I said, the content and the books they are following remains the same.
Okay.
And in fact, the professor also might be helping with HPCL. Also, the same professor might be helping NTPC or, for example, Vizag Steel or CIL to formulate their exam paper. So the thing is that they can repeat, or you can find a slight variation of the same question in another examination.
Second one is a little funny one, sir. I'll tell you. So sometimes these professors get the job of setting question paper. They don't have sufficient time. They give it to the people who are doing MTech under them or something like that. And those people are also simultaneously preparing for GATE examination and all. And they give some of the questions from previous year also. That is true, or that might not be possible?
Actually, it is difficult for me to comment. Really, it is, because we can only say upon this thing only when we are having that practical experience. If I have seen somebody do it, then only I can comment on it. But I won't think that this would be working, because no professor is. Professors are very experienced people, no? So they can formulate those few questions with ease. They might take help of those working under them to formulate few questions, and then he might shuffle them or change them or screen them. But I won't I don't think so. They are very responsible people and they will do any such kind of thing. I don't
Okay.
think so. Really speaking.
Okay. These are just words that are spreading that.
Yeah, of course. But I don't think so.
Yeah.
Really speaking, I don't think so. Being
Yeah.
in such a responsible position,
Yeah.
so I don't think so they'll do anything of that sort.
Okay. Since we are at this topic, in such a responsible position, having the life and the career of so many people, why do we see mistakes in so many questions in GATE examination? That is something that really hampers a lot of careers.
That happens sometimes. That happens sometimes. Sometimes a wrong question can pressurize the student a lot. He might spend a lot of time in solving a question which is not formulated correctly,
Yes.
or the options are not correct, and then the entire paper might
Yes.
go wrong. But then sometimes what happens is, Ashish, ki even though they form the question, but maybe they don't. Sometimes it might happen they have not checked it multiple times,
Yes.
right? For finding out those minute errors which might be
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that happens. Yes, it happens sometimes. In examination there are few questions which are incorrect.
I'll tell you one very funny experience. So obviously, both 3 attempts of my GATE examination, as far as I remember, 2 attempts there were wrong questions, and because of which I spent way too much. My most serious attempt was 2017, and in which there was one question in which none of the option was correct, and I did it for like 20 minutes. No option is
Right.
matching. Yeah, and the question is very easy. How can I not get 2 marks over here? So I wasted a lot of time, and ultimately later on it affected me. Another example, in ISRO 2017 December examination, there were 2 examinations in 2017. So 2 of the questions of ISRO were wrong. So I gave the correct answer. So what I should get is plus 3 marks over there, but they removed the question because it is wrong. So I got 0 marks over there, and I did not qualify only by 4 marks. So that is a situation that must have happened with hundreds and hundreds of students throughout the country, right?
Right. It happens, of course. And as I also tell the preparing students or candidates multiple times before the examination, that do not get stuck in any particular question. What happens is that during that period of 3 hours, it becomes an ego issue that this particular
Yes.
question from this particular topic is something which I solve with ease, and why the hell this question is not getting solved at this particular instant when I need those 2 marks desperately. So we keep on trying. We think that the answer is just on the brink of coming.
Yeah.
I'm just able to get the answer, and then we spend a lot of time. We do not realize it. We spend 10, 15, 20 minutes on that particular question. But on the day of examination, we must act smart. We must not get stuck in any particular question. If there is some question of that sort which you feel like you are capable of solving but are not able to solve at that particular instant, we can just skip with that one, and then later on, when we have the time at the end, we can come back to that question.
Ultimately, it can be controlled. Yes, that is very true.
Yes, you have to control it. You have to control it. If after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you realize that it is not coming, then there is something from our end also. There might be some error which we are making, but we are not able to identify that particular mistake at that particular instant.
Yeah.
But when we come back to the same question after a few minutes, we might be able to realize that.
This is also true when the question is actually correct and you are having a mindset, you have been solving it for the last 5 minutes. Even the tiny mistake that was very obvious will not be visible to you.
Yes,
so
you won't be able to identify it. Yes, at that particular point.
With a very fresh mind, you can see it later. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, correct. So let us get into that part that we left over there about reference books. So what do you say students, especially mechanical engineers and the core branch people, they should be reading books at this day and age while preparing for examination?
So Ashish, what I'll say is, I won't say ki students must read all the books.
Okay.
Or all the subjects from books. Because there are some subjects which are moreover numerically oriented. Right?
Correct.
And they might not require that much of book reading.
For example, production. Right?
For example, I'll say instead of production, for example, I'll say strength of material. I'll say industrial engineering, operation research.
True.
So these subjects are more so ever numerical subjects. We won't have that much of theory. So I'll suggest ki some good notes that you can that you can find out, that you can identify. Some good notes can help you
Class notes and all.
get expertise. Yes, class notes of some good institute or some toppers that are already there. You can get those notes, you can read them, you can understand.
Most of them
the
are available
entire
for
subject.
free. Most of them
Right,
are available
most of
for
them
free.
are available for free. So you can get those resources. Most of the subjects can be covered by those notes in a very small amount of time,
Yeah.
in a most wonderful manner.
Focused
as well.
manner. Yeah.
Yes, focused, and whatever the requirement of the examination is in that particular level of understanding, you can get those subjects with the help of good notes and PYQs and PYQs, right?
Correct.
But for few subjects, I'll suggest is book reading helps. For example, I personally have felt that reading thermodynamics from a book helps. Reading fluid mechanics from some good book helps. So I'll suggest there are some subjects from which book reading helps, but some subjects can be understood with the help of good notes. Then too for those particular topics which sometimes we might not be very comfortable after reading through those notes, we can refer that particular topic in good book. Right? For example, we might face problem with deflection of beams in strength of material.
Correct. That part.
Or
we
we
can
might face a problem with entropy concept or available energy concept. Then we can, for better understanding, we can go for reading those few pages from the book, for those questions given in the book, for better understanding and feel of the topic. But what happens is that in this competitive environment, Ashish, spending book reading takes time.
Yes.
Book reading, although it gives you immense amount of knowledge, it gives you immense amount of confidence, but it takes time.
Yeah.
And there are multiple topics in the book as well which are not very relevant for the examination point of view.
Yeah.
So,
Correct. Books are not made for examinations.
Books
right?
are not made for examinations, of course. So reading those notes tell you first of all what to read, what not to read, and then if you are not comfortable with any particular topic, we can definitely refer them.
Yeah, you have to understand the boundary also, what you have to read from books, what you don't have to. For example, you pick Encropera for heat transfer and you started studying with transmission of heat, and then you finally got into unsteady state heat transfer, and you start studying that also, and you start studying the waves and how the graphs are formed, but that is not important, at least for the written test part, right?
After reading that subject only, you will give up on
you'll give up. Okay.
You'll feel that you are not made for these examinations.
Yes, so those books are even made a lot of times for master's students, even PhD students refer those books. A very small fraction is there for graduates.
One thing also what comes to my mind is, and I like to say ki whenever we are going for any book reading or preparation, what I felt is we must go for Indian author books.
Okay.
Indian author books are more so ever the language, the type of units of the questions and numericals and the question types are more inclined to the Indian readers. So I'll suggest ki first we must go for good Indian authors rather than going for foreign authors.
Which is a good Indian author book for strength of material?
I'll say B.C. Punmya is a very beautiful book that has a lot of variety of questions. I'll say for fluid, K.L. Kumar is a very beautiful book. I have not read a foreign author book, frankly speaking, during my preparation. Never.
All right. So generally, for example, I referred Ryder and Timoshenko for strength of material, and Senjal for fluid mechanics, but honestly I was not knowing about the names that you took over here back when I was preparing. So at that time they were only telling me Bansal, Khurmi and all these books. So SS Ratan is definitely a good book for theory of machine.
SS Ratan is a very beautiful book. Khurmi is a very beautiful book in theory of machine design as well. So these are Indian authors. That's what I am saying, that we must focus as a student on Indian author books. Those foreign author books that we talk about are more so ever for masters and PhD and educators who want to go into that much of detailing and conceptual depths. But for a student point of view, that is what is not the requirement of the examination as well.
Mm-hmm. For example, your case over here, you are teaching students and you might refer those books, and a lot of my teachers also
Right.
used to read those thick books and all because they need
Right.
the in-depth knowledge, because what question
Right.
a student asks,
Hmm.
and it is always a thumb rule for a teacher, educator,
Hmm.
or a speaker, is that you have to have a periphery of knowledge. You are only
Of
going to
course.
display 10% of what you actually know, right?
Right. Then the professors reading, after reading those books, they screen out the information that
Yes.
what has to be given
Mhm.
to the students,
Mhm.
and they might give you a holistic knowledge or understanding of that topic after
Mhm.
reading those books. So, but students, from students' point of view, I don't think so that
Yes,
much,
correct. Mhm.
everything is required.
Okay. All right, sir. Let us get into your experience of working in a lot of government organizations, public sector undertaking. So, you first got into HPCL, right? That was your
Right,
first
right,
job.
Ashish. Yes.
In which year did you join it?
I joined HPCL in 2011.
Okay. For how long were you over there? I think 2 years till you left for
I
engineering
was
services.
approximately for 2 years. I was posted in Goa LPG plant. So HPCL is a very beautiful plant located on a hilltop in Goa. So I was posted there, and I worked there for 2 years approximately, and then I went for engineering services.
2 years is a long time. It's almost like you're halfway towards your first promotion, right?
Right.
So how was the experience? Goa is a beautiful place. I know that it is probably
So
the
I
best
don't
posting.
think so. I don't think so. We can wish for anything better.
Okay.
So getting out of your college and then getting into PSU is one of the best jobs to start with, frankly speaking. That time also, when I joined HPCL, the package was 12 lakh a year in 2011. So
What was your
student-
in-hand salary every month? What were you used to get?
frankly speaking, I'll say ki in hand it comes out to approximately 70,000 after
All right. At that time
PF
it is
and
huge.
all,
Yeah.
PF deductions and then all kind of income tax deductions and all. It comes out to be, it varies. Like there are incentives which are quarterly
Allowances,
given to
yeah.
you. There are allowances. So it varies month to month. It is not like sometimes you will get that 70,000 exactly every month. Sometimes it might be 65. Some month it might go to 75. So
Yeah.
it varies in that manner. But I cannot say.
Yeah,
there could be
I have
anything
worked
better.
in 2 central government organizations, and me,
Yes, of course.
including all the other my friends in BARC and ISRO, they will be very happy with your salary, because that is actually more than what central government employees get, somewhere around 10,000 more, right?
Actually, what happens is that these oil companies, they pay a bit more compared
Handsome,
to
yeah.
other organizations.
Yes. Okay. So what was your role over there?
Actually, when I started working, I was looking holistically towards the working of the plant. Actually, the HPCL, there is a LPG bottling plant. So what gas cylinders we get at our house now, so they were filled with the LPG gas in those plants. So initially, I was looking holistically to all the operations of the plant, since we do not have any experience on hand. So to understand the working, we were looking into operations. We were also handling maintenance jobs. Whatever is happening in the organization, I was looking into it, right? And then later on, after approximately 1 year, I was into maintenance, where we used to look into the maintenance of compressors and all these motors and conveyor systems and everything, all those equipments and all.
Maintenance is probably the best place for a mechanical engineer to learn, right? At least in
Of
the
course,
initial phases.
of course. Actually, when asked, I only opted for maintenance because it gives you a good feeling to look into those compressors. That
You must have
piston
opened it
cylinder
up, right?
arrangement. Yes, so I asked to get into maintenance. So I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Can you explain a little bit in brief, because I'm also very interested of how it actually works, what are the steps that they take to bring us the gas cylinders that we use on our daily basis?
So of course, Ashish, what happens is empty cylinders come to the plant from the dealers. Yes, then they go for washing.
Okay.
The cylinders go into a washing a machine that washes them. Not that particular detailed washing, but then water gets sprinkled at a high pressure, so that the overall the dirt
and all.
comes out, dirt, and then since they are used in a kitchen, so that food particles might be there, something. of that sort, that gets washed off.
Mhm.
And then it goes to then there is a conveyor system.
Hmm.
The conveyor system moves the cylinder. It is
Correct.
a line layout, what we
Mhm.
study in
Hmm.
product layout or line layout, what we say.
Production.
So
Yeah. IO and all
so-
we are studying that, right?
yes, industrial engineering we studied it. So it is a line layout. So the cylinder keeps on moving.
Hmm.
So there is a place which comes where its weight gets
Measured.
calculated. The
Mhm.
empty weight, the tear weight of the cylinder.
Okay. Okay.
So it gets measured. Then it goes to a filling plant, filling thing. So there is a rotating kind of, I am not able to recall that word exactly.
Okay, no problem.
What that
Yeah.
particular machine
Platform
is.
that rotates, I think, right?
Yeah, platform. It is having some particular word. It might come to me in a minute.
When it comes, I'm going to put it on the screen. Don't worry. Yeah.
So there is a machine that fills those cylinders. So there are multiple cylinders which rotates, and along with it, a pressurized LPG gas comes in and it gets filled in the liquefied form. So it gets filled in the liquid form.
Okay.
Then that cylinders, after getting filled, comes out.
What is
of
the
that
pressure
machine.
at which it comes? Because it must be high,
I
right?
don't. It is very high. It is very high. Approximately, if I can recall, it is approximately 15 bar
Okay. Yeah.
to keep it liquefied.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
it remains as a in vapor form in the atmospheric pressure.
Mhm.
So to
Yeah.
liquefy it, it is pressurized.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
approximately, if I can recall, it is approximately 15 bar.
Yeah. That is
15
15 times the
times.
pressure
Yes,
that is on your
yes.
head. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and it is extremely cold,
Hmm. Okay.
chilled out. So what happens after coming out of that filling plant, filling machine? It goes for multiple checks. It goes for payment.
Hmm.
Everything is happening automatically.
Okay. It is
As we
not
say,
manual. All of it
no,
is
it
automatic.
is not manual. Everything is automatic, right? So what we say, quality check after every process.
Hmm.
So after filling up that LPG cylinder, it goes for a weight check.
Hmm.
Any cylinder which is underweight
Yeah.
gets rejected, comes out. Others they keep on moving. Then there is a check for leakage through the valve. If there is any kind of leakage, there is a machine which checks that leakage.
Hmm.
It is moving. It is a line
Yep.
layout, so it keeps on moving, and these checks and balances keep on happening.
Mhm.
It goes for a valve check if there is any kind of leakage, and there is another O-ring which is there inside
Yes.
the valve. That also is checked. Then it goes to a bathtub
Hmm.
where it
Okay.
is checked for body leakages.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there is any body leakage during the handling or anything, so there will be a bubble out of it and they can identify
That has to be observed manually, right?
manually. That is observed manually. Then cylinders coming out of that bathtub goes for that placing of manually. A person will place that cap onto it,
Hmm.
and then there will be a machine that will seal it with that plastic thing.
Okay.
And then there is final random screening of the cylinders to check for the quality, and then it is dispatched.
So it's mass production. So what would you say every day? How many of these are getting created? Any number?
Approximately in one shift of 8 hours, approximately 13,000 cylinders are produced.
Okay, this is a huge number, right?
That too in Goa LPG plant, since Goa is a small state, the demand is moderate, so that is the scene. Otherwise, there are carousel. Carousel is the name of that machine.
Okay, got it.
So carousel is the name of that machine. It is Kosan company ki hoti hai most of the plants.
Japanese?
Kosan. Yes, I think it is Japanese.
Mhm.
Yes, I think it is Japanese. So Kosan Carousel is there. Kosan is the name of the organization. And multiple organization have big size of carousels where there is demand high. In the places where the demand is high, they have multiple, like 2 carousels operating at a time. There are 3 shifts. So a place where there are 3 shifts working on, you can say 40,000 cylinders comes out a day, filled cylinders.
Throughout the India, is HPCL the only one responsible for all these gas cylinders?
No. There is BPCL, there is
Okay, all of them.
IOCL. They all
Alright.
do it. They all do
Okay. I was not aware of that. Okay, just we are going to end it with a fun question since you have been working over there. You have worked over there for 2 years. Can you tell us some safety measures before using these cylinders? Because you might be giving an engineering perspective plus from perspective of a person who has actually been there.
Actually, these cylinders are safe to use. First of all, the only thing that creates problem is whenever we are using those cylinders na, in or a horizontal manner,
Okay.
when the amount of LPG gets low, when it is just on the brink of getting empty. Sometimes what they'll in households they'll keep it in a horizontal manner, or
Okay.
they'll use a bad quality or duplicate regulators, not a company regulator.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
or the dealers might tamper with the walls and all. They might be using some machines to transfers, which is not allowed to transfer that liquid into some small cylinders or whatever they do. So that tempers that O-ring. That O-ring plays a very important role in keeping the valve and the regulator that we keep sealed tight.
Correct.
So if that is damaged, na, so the LPG gas will leak out, and that is what creates problem.
So explain a
Otherwise, they
little
are safe
bit
to
in
use.
a engineering fashion, like what will happen if I tilt it horizontally? Why is it a problem?
So why is it a problem? Na? Because that liquid LPG might get into those walls and disrupt the functioning, or it might come out.
Okay, yes, correct,
Otherwise,
correct.
only the vapor comes out. When
Yes,
you are
yes,
tilting
vapor
it,
will be
so
on top, right? Gravity will
so
pull the
that
liquid.
then if you are tilting it, that liquid might come to that wall thing, and then it might come out or may create any problem or
Okay.
leakages or anything.
Okay, nice. That was a good experience. I first time got to know about it. So while I was preparing, no, I was always focused towards bar, Kisro and all. So I never
Right.
actually paid attention to what actually PSUs do. All I knew so far is that there's some marketing roles, there's some plant thing going on. So back when I was in Department of Atomic Energy for 2 months before I joined Indian Space Research Organization, I was posted in a heavy water production plant.
Okay.
Yeah, it was also in a tourist spot. It is in Alibag. It is close to
Acha.
Mumbai. It is a great place.
Great.
Yeah. So over there, first time I saw how this whole plant and all work. So lot of what we call pressure vessels will be there. Lot of pipes will be there. Right.
Yes,
This is
yes,
how
yes.
it works.
It's there in LPG plants as well. So these
Yes.
are stored in pressurized vessels only, cylindrical or spherical pressurized vessels. Then there are pumps to transport them. There are these pressure pipes and all. So it is all there.
Okay. Let us get into your next experience. So did you prepare for engineering services continuously while you were having a job?
No, actually, I don't feel very comfortable with doing two things at a time.
Okay. Yeah. Too much
So
work.
whenever I am into, because what happens is when we are working, it takes a lot of time and energy as well, and then coming out of after the work, it is a very exhaustive day in those plants and all. So you don't feel like doing anything more. So
Okay.
if I am determined that I want to go for some particular thing, since like at that particular time I was determined to get into engineering services, so I want to give my full efforts. So I don't fear of failure. So I was not fearing ki if I'll leave this job, then what might happen if I don't get selected and all. This is the thought that stops people from taking steps, right?
Correct.
You might be realizing, since you have also left these organizations, that it takes a courage and
Risk.
then firm determination to, and there is a risk factor always involved. So I left the job and then I went for a proper preparation, so that I do not there is no chance left of me not getting selected.
All right. So your main intention over there was nothing other than getting an engineering services officer job, correct?
Right, that is what the next thing I could see after getting into a
What is
PSU.
better?
That is,
Yeah.
of course. So as a technical person, I thought this is another big examination and organization to go for. Then I thought of getting into it.
All right, great. So you went over there, you prepared. So just answer me one thing. Yes, you prepared very well. I'm pretty sure that you worked very hard. Your All India rank of 5. So what would have you done if you did not get selected? Prepare again?
Of course.
Okay.
If you cannot be sure that you will be getting 100% selected in the very first time, although you can give 100% of your efforts. But then I was determined to work hard and then face those consequences if I do not get selected. So I was ready to work for the time, whatever is required.
All right. So you have been guiding a lot of students. You interact with students, hundreds of them on a daily basis. You must have seen this question so I'm not that motivated, how to get motivated, how to maintain continuity. From a man like you who left a job and with that determination that I have to get over here, even though I do not get over here the first time, I'm going to go for it again and I'm not going to stop until I get that what I want. What do you say to those people?
Actually, frankly speaking, na, they are not that much of motivated from inner self. It is very difficult to motivate somebody.
Correct.
If I am going for something, it is from my inner voice, inner fire that drives me through those struggle periods, through those long hours of study, those kind of headaches and pressure and all. So it has to come from within. You cannot motivate anybody. So people, first of all, frankly speaking, students who are looking for some external motivation, this is a question which comes to me every time. But people, students who are looking for some external motivation are not really motivated for that exam.
Yes.
And it is very difficult to get selected if you are not motivated from within. Frankly.
The problem is that some people are not motivated for anything. So
Yes.
what are they going to do in life? That is the question that I ask myself. That it is not only that you are not motivated for examination, you go and start a band and you play guitar
Of
over
course,
there.
of course.
But
of
over
course,
there
I'll-
also you are going to find problems, you are going to find
problem
failures.
with people in India is that they don't know what to do, what to select. They don't have any particular liking for anything. They don't have any motivation for anything. So what the problem with the younger generation today is that they do not have any goal or aim or motivation or liking. They are like
But at the same
Normal
time,
with everything.
they want to be excellent. They want to be recognized. They want
They-
that stardom.
Huh.
They want
Yes.
good income. They want it all, but they
they
don't
want
want
it
the
all.
effort.
They don't know how to do it, where to do it, in what field to do it. They don't. The problem with younger generation is nowadays is that they don't want to start small. They don't want to start small. They don't want to start even. So before working, they formulate those dreams without having any roadmap and all. So that creates a problem. We, as a younger generation, must start with anything, whatever. Since I am a technical person, I'll start with my technical learning.
Yes.
If I do not have any particular idea what should I go for, since I am getting a degree in mechanical engineering, okay, then I decided to go for exams that are in my stream to learn what I have. I have a degree of mechanical engineering, so let me get some knowledge of it as well.
Yes, that
So if we do
mentality,
not-
that mentality that if I'll work, then I'll be officer grade worker. Otherwise, I won't work at all. We have had multiple people on this podcast, multiple discussions. For example, a few episodes back, Gaurav Joshi came over here. He is at a place where you were couple of years ago. He's Indian Engineering Services Officer, Indian Railways.
Right.
So he was saying that, see, right now a lot of people are complaining that I'm not getting college, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting PSU recruitments and all that. Okay, do this, just go to the nearest mechanic and start learning with that person. No need to get paid,
Right.
just start learning. And you know what I saw in the comment section? It would be embarrassing to be working with a mechanic. I'm like, what the hell? That mechanic is serving more than you. That mechanic is a productive person.
Having a lot of knowledge
Yeah,
than you,
yeah,
then
yeah.
go and get some knowledge out of him. Go and
Yes.
get some real feel of the piston cylinder arrangement, the inlet
correct.
outlet valves. So
Yeah.
go and have some knowledge rather than just sitting and thinking of big plans, how to make it large, but
Yes.
not starting, not giving those little smart efforts, or not maintaining that consistency cannot get you success anywhere. I do
Yeah.
not say people watching this video to go for any technical exam preparation only.
Yes.
Do whatever you feel like. Even I feel that opening a cafe is a good thing to do.
Yes,
At
yes.
the end of the day, you have to make a living out of it. If you are enjoying opening a cafe, go for it. If you are enjoying opening a band, as you said, go for it. If you are enjoying photography, go for it. But try to be in. Try to learn that particular field and good in it. Try
Correct.
to be good in it rather than just thinking of.
And the common difficulties you are going to face everywhere. You are going to face times where you want to quit. There's going to be a time where you have to fight that. There will be time where you have tried a lot and you have failed. There's a very old quote by one of the Japanese samurai, lived thousands of years ago, but he basically said how you do anything is how you do everything. So you become good at one thing, that is how you're going to do other things. You go to any field, you're going to face the same problems. Correct?
Problem is everywhere. Even today, after securing all these ranks, there is problems.
Yes.
So after getting into HPCL also, you'll have to work, you'll have to deal with people. So it
Yes,
is like
that is where your
this-
career starts. Most people think that
That
is
is
where it
reality
ends.
of life.
Every
That is the
problem
reality.
ends the moment you
Right.
get a rank, right? But after
Yes.
that, you have to work over there. You have
Different
to
kinds
go for.
of problems.
Yes,
So the
you have.
type of problem changes.
Okay,
But-
tell me a few things. Like obviously, let us get into the specific time before you got into engineering services, and you were preparing for that for a period of around 1 year. What were the moments which were the most difficult for you? Like you felt at some point or the other that maybe it is not going to happen this year at least.
Actually, what happens, Ashish, this thought of not happening never came to my mind really.
Okay.
So
All right.
I
So
was
show
so
your
determined.
mentality. I want to know. Yeah.
So I was so much determined. So I was looking of ways that what are the things that I must do to get into it, and I was trying to do each and everything. I was trying to get all the knowledge that I needed. I was trying to analyze the PYQs, what kinds of questions are asked. I was trying to gain the knowledge which I was not having. I was trying to gain that accuracy, that speed. I was trying to do everything. I was motivated from my inner self, so I never felt demotivated. But whenever I have one thing what comes to my mind whenever I feel like a low or maybe something. So what happens is that even looking at those airplanes, small things, airplanes or anything, or like Mars mission, people can get motivated from this. People are human beings are sending those missions to Mars. People are flying in that airplane. So
Yeah.
that is how accurately that airplane is designed, the engine, the aerodynamics, so many people's life at risk. Everything is perfect. Every minutest thing is perfect. And then I look at my studies. I am calculating stress force upon area. So whatever I am doing, it feels like a small thing to me.
Yeah.
That-
Correct.
I am doing something which is existing from past 300 years.
Yeah.
I am just understanding that concept which is already existing, that to such simple concepts, rather than I am not getting into innovation of something which is not existing, or and that kind of highly technical things. So it
Yeah.
feels it gets me motivated.
Correct. But you do drive your motivation from some place or the other when you get demotivated, and you have to find your own place. Correct.
Yes, that comes from within. I do not go for somebody else to find,
Yes.
please motivate me, come and motivate. That will last for 1 hour or 2 hours. If somebody motivates us.
Since we are in this topic, so I'll share one thing that used to happen to me when I was in BIRC training school. Simultaneously, I was preparing for Indian Space Research Organization. So I used to get demotivated every now and then. Unlike, like I was more demotivated than you were.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
everybody has their own nature.
Yeah,
It cannot
yeah.
be exactly the same for everybody. People have this tendency of thinking.
Yes,
right? They'll
yes.
think over it, if this do not get happen, or this
Yeah.
might happen. So it is. Yes,
So
please tell.
just like you said, I decided to go and drive my motivation from somewhere else. So I started to sit in front of this one pond that was over there, and I used to sit over there for hours and hours, but did not feel any better. So one day I realized that the moment I come back and start studying again, that's when I start getting motivated again. So
Right.
that was my way of getting motivated, working towards what I wanted to do.
Yes, that gives you like that aligns your energy towards your goal. Then you feel like okay, getting into it, and then when
Yeah.
you get to understand those concepts where you are able to solve those questions, automatically you get motivated that I
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Of course, rather
And
than just keep on thinking, we must.
Yeah, lot of things to be thought of, right? It never ends over there. Okay, great. So finally, you were giving engineering services in the days when we used to have 3 days examination: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Right.
And then the prelims happened and the mains happened. You finally reached to the interview. Can you share a little bit how the interview experience went like?
Actually, interview is the most beautiful and the easiest part of the selection process. What I feel, interview is something is when you have to sit with few people and have a conversation. What I have the thought of
Yeah.
the mindset of interview. It is like going and having a conversation with few people.
Few very
So
educated
I-
people though.
Few very educated people tell about yourself, answer few questions. So I went for the interview. The panel was approximately, I think, of 5 members, and the very first question which was asked to me is out of the box. What I felt was, what do you think is the harmful effect in chocolate? So I do not expect a question in a interview of engineering service examination, such a technical exam to see what are the harmful effects. In
Maybe his
chocolate.
kid was eating a lot of chocolates. He just thought of asking that.
Maybe yes, maybe yes, maybe yes. So I answered a few points. Then she asked me, the chairperson was a lady. Then she asked me, can you elaborate more? I do not have that much of understanding of the harmful effects of a chocolate. So I said that no, I do not have much idea. So saying no to something is not a bad thing to
Yeah.
do in an interview.
Yeah.
Rather than making fluke,
Elongating it,
answers,
wasting their time.
yes, and saying anything out of the world or trying to fool them is a very wrong thing to do. If you're not
Worst
knowing
mistake you
anything-
can make. Yeah.
yes. Playing around with the people who are interviewing you. So I said that I do not have any more idea of it. Then she asked me, what do you think of old age homes in India?
All right.
Whether do you think that the requirement or need of old age home is increasing? So what happens is the chairperson of the UPSC is not a technical person actually.
All right. So
So the
what
chair-
is her background then?
They are those civil services. Civil
okay,
servants,
okay,
na?
okay.
So the chairperson is a civil servant. So they won't ask you anything technical. They'll only check your speaking thing,
HR
ability,
kind
your
of thing.
mindset, HR kind of thing. Yes. So she asked me whether the need for old age homes is increasing in India, and I answered it accordingly. Then she asked the technical people to ask. Then the technical people asked me few questions. I answered most of them. Few of them I did not answer. That is not an issue at all in an interview. It is
Okay.
not that we must answer each and everything. Then it went well. Then asked me to go, and then that's it. So it was a good experience.
How long does an interview last of engineering services generally?
Generally, it takes approximately 20 minutes.
Okay, it is short only, right?
Short interviews, right? They won't go into very much of technical details. Some of the PSUs, I think ISRO and all, they have. Good,
Yeah, biggest is for BARC. ISRO
BARC.
also most of the time tries to limit itself for 20 minutes only. Mine went for 15 minutes. That was a exception that it went for 50
50 minutes. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
My ISRO interview was the longest probably that I have ever experienced anyone seeing that.
Okay.
But BARC interview 1 hour is extremely common. I've seen it going as long as 1.5, 1 hour 40 minutes.
Of course, they
Like
go
that.
for too much technical details and all,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
in
yeah.
those engineering services, HPCL and all, they do not go into that technical
Yeah.
detail. Since they have already judged their paper and examination, and
Yeah,
got
yeah,
there,
yeah,
they
yeah.
just want to check whether the candidate is a normal person, the thinking is normal.
Yes. Thing with BARC and ISRO is that the interview is independent of written test. So it does not even matter. That is not going to be added up. Everything is going to be decided with the interview only. So I think that is why they pay so much attention over there.
Right.
All right, sir. It was a great experience. I think that it is about time we should end it. We have been talking for 1
Of
hour
course.
straight up. It was a great discussion. We got to
It
learn a
was a-
lot of things. Yeah.
Really a wonderful interaction with you, Ashish, as well, and I really like the way you conduct it. Right?
It
It is very innovative, and the kind of atmosphere is also very cheerful, rather than that kind of a boring interviews or sessions. Huh?
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is
thank you for
something
that. I cannot have a boring 1 hour session, people. will-
right.
Yeah.
that is
So
what,
one of my followers only suggested. I very rarely these days go through my WhatsApp messages, but that day I decided to go through it. And one of my followers said that Aditya sir, I've been studying with him and he has been teaching me. You should definitely try to get him on the podcast. And I said, sure, give his number and we are going to get into talking. And that is how we did. It was a very good thing that I did. I'm very happy that I did that. It was a great
Right.
session. And the way I try to do Momentum podcast is always bring the aspects which has not been covered. For example, engineering services people have been here, gate toppers have been here, PSU people have been here, but the topics that I wanted to discuss were the topics that were not touched, like the bottling thing that you explained over there.
Right.
A learning
Right.
experience for me also, right?
Right.
Okay. Sir, we should definitely do it again sometime. Maybe we are going to be covering some other specific topic, and
Of
it
course,
was a
of
good
course,
time.
Ashish.
Okay.
Of
All right,
course.
sir. We are going to end it over here. Thank you, everyone, for being over here, being with Momentum Podcast. Momentum Podcast is a weekly podcast. Be over here to enhance your career. That's about it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Ashish. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.